Welcome back to Strong Arm Flix. I'm your boy T Flame, and this is another live stream, small Ayer Cut update. And thank you guys for joining today. I got my boy Jeffrey Warfield on here. What's up, Jeffrey?
Hey, nothing.
What's up, partner?
Nothing. Just trying to sell in. That's why I couldn't join in some of your streams, but now I'm open.
All right. Well, I'm happy that you could make it, man. And so we've got some stuff that I want to get into, and I wanted to here. Let me stop doing this real quick. There we go. But yeah, we got some stuff that I want to get into, and I want to give it a minute and let a couple of people join on here. Give it about 5 minutes, and we got Zeverfett said, "Let's go." I think this was about 20 minutes ago. He was a little early to the party, but either way, what's up, man? And then we got you, Warzone.
Yeah,
I like that picture, like the Superman pose, and you got the Zack Snyder shirt on.
yeah.
Is that the All the God shirt?
Yeah, still waiting for my associate's producer shirt. Everyone's getting theirs.
Nice. I really like that shirt. I've got that one. I gotta get me some more new merch, man. I've been lacking, bro. I've been lacking on my Zack Snyder merch, bro. And let's see, we got Moharib DDS. Am I too soon? I'm too soon. Flash, come back. You were right about him. You were always right about him. I love them. Man, that quote. Fear him. Find us, Bruce. You have to find us. Man, them quotes are just timeless, man. Just the lines from that movie is just, the script just, it's just, man, it just never gets old. It's just classic, man, already.
Yeah.
Just, man. And so anyway, so there hasn't been a whole lot going on lately with the Ayer Cut. David Ayer, I think, is he's slowed down almost to a halt entirely on giving us Ayer Cut goodies. But he gave us quite a bit before he damn near went radio silence until a couple of days ago. He's been still responding to people, but I've noticed that, and somebody pointed this out too over on Twitter, I think that he's primarily at this point, he's responding to like your general audience and people that are just don't know jack shit about what the Ayer Cut even is and are just curious, which that's good. We need people like that to be informed. Me, you, and the hardcore DCEU fans, we know all about it, but it's the general population that you have to win over and slowly grow the movement. And I thought for sure that this thing was going to be announced or at least spoke on or talked about at the first DC fandom event, where they showed the Snyder Cut trailer. Finally, when they revealed that, I thought at some point it would be a secret mystery panel for it, but there was not one. And I noticed that David Ayer has also been responding to haters as well, but he hasn't been playing no games on no soft shit. He's been firing right back, like, and I'm and I'm loving it, man. But he's not putting out a whole lot of new information. Here and there, you get a little tidbit. But what I'm thinking is going on is that isn't there another DC fandom event coming up soon?
Yep, this Saturday, so a few days.
Yeah, a few days. So I'm really hoping, because of the fact that lately on Twitter, there's been events going on over the last week between RT, Ayer Cut, SS, and at Cut Ayer have been both campaigning and making making it go, I don't want to say viral, but Twitter storm type events like we were doing early on with the Snyder Cut campaign and stuff like that. And it seemed to be getting a good amount of traction. They've got people that are coming out that are actors and stuff like that from the Flash TV series. They've got actors that have played Batman's voice for the animated movies coming out. They've got a whole I can't even remember all of them, but lately the new
Batman Arkham Origins.
Yep.
Zack Snyder Justice League, with the newest one being Ray Fisher.
Yep, Ray Fisher, and that's the new one. Ray Fisher and the guy, Ray Fisher and both the guy that plays Cyborg in Doom Patrol. Can't remember the actor's name. He's came out and said release the Ayer Cut. So is Ray Fisher Cyborg. Both of our cyborgs have came out and said release the Ayer Cut. And that was the most recently. And who else, Jeffrey? There's a couple of more people.
And Troy Baker, who, for those who don't know, he has voiced Batman in Arkham Origins and the Joker, and I think Arkham Asylum. I would want to, but he voiced both the Batman and Joker at some point.
Yes, and they've got. I'm trying to see too because there's more people, man, and I just can't even keep track of them. Like it's coming out. Obviously Ray Porter, Darkseid, he came out a while back, a couple weeks back, and called for the release of the Ayer Cut as well. I believe I'm not exactly sure what's his name. I can't remember his name. I thought I had saved on my notepad on my phone, but I can't remember his name. But there was one other person that just recently just came out and called for the release of the Ayer Cut. But yeah, so things are starting to traction-wise. The push for the Ayer Cut is heating up. David Ayer, he's at a standstill or slowing down, if you will, with his push for the Ayer Cut. But what I'm thinking is for his director's cut. But what I'm thinking is going on is David Ayer knows that this thing isn't just going to get automatically released just because people want it released. I think that people are going to have to fight and show that there is a demand for it, that there's a profit and a demand for it, the way that they did for the Snyder Cut. I could be wrong. I hope that I am wrong. Bet your ass I'll be there at this DC fandom event coming up. You said this Saturday, because if they're going to say anything about it, again, if they didn't last time, but it'll be at DC fandom, bro. It will. Yeah. So I'm going to be there, and anybody else who's interested in the Ayer Cut, aka David Ayer's version of Suicide Squad that everybody's trying to get released, and me, I've been trying to wanting to see this thing for so long. This movie, if you think about it, man, it's crazy. You know, long ago, the first Suicide Squad movie came out. It was like 2016, right? So this thing was filmed and ready to go in 2015. We're in 2020. So we're talking it's been 4.5 years, almost 5 years since this movie came out. So this thing, man, this director's cut, alternative version, whatever you want to call it, the Ayer Cut, this, to me, this needs to come out like pronto. Like, this thing is more done, and it is going to cost less to finish than Zach's movie. I know that some people will argue, Zach's movie needs to come out first, but if you think about it, this movie in the timeline of the DCEU, Zach and David worked hand in hand. David had Zach's characters, The Flash, Ezra Miller, a.k.a. Ezra Miller, Batman, a.k.a. Ben Affleck, in his movie, you know what I'm saying? And there were direct ties that tied this movie more to the end of BVS and what ended for the beginning of Justice League in the Ayer Cut, not what we got theatrically so much. But the thing is, though, is that if we get the Ayer Cut, these things will be restored. The timeline will finally, in the OG DCEU, will be complete, and then we can move forward with new projects with a clean slate, with a steady timeline that makes freaking sense, and old heads like me can shut the fuck up about it, and everybody can be happy. But I'm not going to shut up until this thing comes out, I won't, the same way I did with the Snyder Cut. You know what I'm saying? And when this, you know, and I'm just not, and James Gunn, I'm happy that James Gunn and David Ayer have a good relationship. David Ayer supports the hell out of James Gunn. He does nothing but talk up James Gunn. And James Gunn's even been, you know, talking up David Ayer lately. He's even been, you know, they've been, you know, responding to each other, retweeting each other. And that's awesome that they have a relationship like that. But, you know, sidestep for a minute on a different note. I'm not looking forward. I'm sorry. I'm just not looking forward to James Gunn's Suicide Squad like that. If it comes out and it's awesome, cool. But I am not looking forward to that shit. I'm not looking forward to another movie that's going to step outside of the OG DCEU, but take the characters that everybody wants, that Zach and David created, and then like do their own fucking thing with it, but it's outside of the continuity and outside of the timeline. I'm not in a rush to jump out and go see that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. And what, we're going to get a third iteration of Harley Quinn? Because from what I hear, this isn't going to be the same. The OG Harley Quinn was perfect in Suicide Squad. Couple of tweaks were done in the theatrical cut, but for the most part, Will Smith and for the most part, Harley Quinn, they left them the most untouched and alone in the theatrical cut of Suicide Squad. It was still bullshit. The theatrical cut was hot fucking garbage. You could tell there was a masterpiece like buried beneath this bullshit that they let a trailer, a company that makes trailers for music video shit, chop and edit this movie into garbage. So for me, it's just like, why am I going to look forward when you promised me something, you promised us fans something, and then you took it away, you lied, you deceived us, okay? You were deceitful. You deceived us. And now you want to make a sequel to that movie based on all the money it made, but you want to do it without the director. You want to do it without half the main OG cast. Will Smith, you got heavy hitters like Will Smith and Jared Leto, and you're just leaving them out of the picture. There's no reason why they're not going to be there. No reason. You're not going to say that they don't exist, but we're just going to pretend like they never happened. We're not going to talk about them type of shit. And that's bullshit.
I was completely thrown off that they didn't include Will Smith to the cast.
Yeah, I was really surprised at that.
How dumb can you be?
I mean, you don't get Will Smith to sign him and get Will Smith to sign a contract into a cinematic universe where just his name alone is going to bring the general audience with him. Okay? Yep. You don't, besides the fact whether you have faith in him as an actor, which he is a damn good actor when he's provided the right script in the right direction. Will Smith can kill some shit, okay? And same thing with Jared Leto, okay? But I just can't believe that you get actors that are that big and you just take a shit on their characters in the movie and then just leave their contracts in permanent hiatus on a shelf somewhere and then greenlight a fucking spinoff and then they don't have shit to do with them and they're not going to be in the movie. They're not going to have anything to do with it. It's just it's nonsense. It's utter bullshit.
And really just to really confirm people, because I still see people saying that Jared Leto was in Birds of Prey. No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
That was just a voiceover and the stand-in from, because really this is actually what they said. They said that they used deleted dialogue from the Ayer Cut in those Joker scenes, and it was just a stand-in with some dude in Jared Leto's Joker costume. That wasn't that wasn't Joker.
Exactly. That was not Jared Leto at all. That was a stand-in guy that they shot, and even the guy, even the poor bastard that played Jared Leto, his stand-in in Birds of Prey got shafted. That's how bad they just keep screwing over Leto's Joker. Even the damn replacement stand-in for him, they cut out the movie. There was scenes with them breaking up, with him throwing her shit out of the apartment, and her crying. And shit like that, and they had these screenshots of this legit shit from the set leaked probably 7 months before Birds of Prey came out in theaters. This shit leaked.
Wow.
This shit, images of this leaked, and they shot it from an angle to where you could barely see his face, but you could see the clothes he was wearing and the white hands, and see out the top of the window and her on the ground, like looking up, like, no, don't throw my shit out. And it was clearly Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey in character on the set. You could see people. It wasn't doctored and none of that shit. It was a legit leak. Okay. So this was confirmed in the movie. And then Birds of Prey was going to be no matter what, okay? But they even, Kathy Yan calling for the Yan cut. No, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you, championing for the Ayer Cut and saying, and for David, because you know that, you want your shit to come out next, okay? But listen, the Yan cut, you guys, the whole idea of that was trash from the beginning. But the thing is that no matter what, a director's cut is going to be better than studio meddling. It don't matter if the movie's not good. The director's vision is always going to be better. It doesn't mean it's a good movie. It's always going to be better than studio meddling. The studio meddled even with Birds of Prey. We're bringing in Jeffrey, and we talked about this a while ago. Bringing in me and you did. Bringing in the John Wick director, trying to act like he was there to spruce up the action because she was no. You guys brought this guy in here because you want to do a massive overhaul on this movie, and you had too much heat from the Snyder Cut campaign on your ass. Warner Brothers Pictures did. And they needed someone that they could use a logical excuse that people wouldn't ask too many questions or do too much prying into. And that's all it is. Oh, the guy does John Wick? Yeah, he does badass action. Yeah, we got him here. He's just going to reshoot a couple of, fight scenes. Ba-pow. Make it more badass. Yeah. No, he didn't, bro. Kathy Yan confirmed that you guys brought him in here on Twitter. She confirmed that you guys did a massive overhaul to her already shit movie, trying to save it. You knew you shouldn't have greenlit that bullshit from the get-go, though.
Yeah,
but that's what happened.
Because how do you go from one movie with Harley Quinn with the Suicide Squad, and then immediately jump to the Birds of Prey, and then no one really knows who the Birds of Prey are?
Yes, this is very true. And it just pisses me off because and I just want people to remember who we're dealing with, okay? And I'm not going to talk about it, but real quick. Okay, the shit with Ray Fisher. I already did that in another video, and I'll probably do another one on it. You got to understand the people that he's dealing with, the people he's talking about at Warner Brothers. It's Warner Brothers Pictures. There's a big difference in distinction. And Kevin Sushiara was a piece of shit. Okay, and who's the guy there now? The last person that's standing.
Jeff Johns.
No, not Jeff.
John
guy.
John
No. Warner Brothers Pictures, the head guy.
Toby Emmerich.
The last asshole from the old regime, including Jeff Johns, they need to get the F out of Warner Brothers Pictures because you got to remember, this is the same old regime that screwed over Zack Snyder, that came in and treated all these cast members like shit, to where when you go back and watch all of the videos of the cast of them trying to promote Justice League, they all got their head down. They look spaced out. They're looking off to a distance. Ray Fisher looks confused, sad, like he don't know if he's going to have a nervous breakdown. Jason Momoa was sitting like this, like, bro, I know some bullshit. Don't say nothing, bro. We'll get fired. Don't say nothing, bro. Is he going to do it?
Yeah,
even Gal Gadot, she's looking off to the side like, I don't know if he's going to do it. Is he going to crack? Is he going to crack under pressure? Is he going to say something? This is some bullshit, nigga. This is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like, you got to remember, this is the same regime, okay, that was running Warner Brothers Pictures that started all this bullshit in the first place, that caused the DCEU to be in shambles and still is for at least another year until the Snyder Cut comes out. Then we will have some semblance restored to us of what we were supposed to have, that they took and destroyed, lied and deceived us with. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and this is like another thing. Like I remember watching like a Hollywood Reporters Roundtable where it had like Netflix, Amazon, and basically all of the big entertainment businesses, executives out there.
Right.
one of those people was Toby Emmerich, and it came to, and one of the topics was Zack Snyder and the 300, and
Yep.
everyone from Netflix, Amazon, and etc. was giving Zack big ups, talking about how great Zack is as a director, as he is as a filmmaker,
Right.
and the camera actually zoomed in Toby Emmerich's face, and he was like, and this was his whole reaction to this whole thing going down was him looking down in like a regretful face, like he knew that he messed up.
Oh yeah, he knows he fucked up. You know you don't
Yeah,
fuck up, right? You remember that on Boondocks? I
yeah.
don't know if you ever see it. You know you don't fuck up, right? So you telling me you got there around 4:55? But man, you know, it's just I don't know, man, but it's just bullshit. I find it mind-boggling that people don't that there is actually a large majority of people that don't stand with Ray, that don't believe Ray Fisher.
Yeah.
And what jars me more is that about a quarter of these people are huge Snyder Cut supporters.
Yep.
Huge Zack Snyder fans, and I am too. You are too.
Yep.
But what boggles my mind more is about the quarter of them people actually being, you know, Zack Snyder fans, and people that have like massively pushed for the Snyder Cut. Makes no fucking sense to me. It's like, okay, so you'll believe that this studio with this corrupt motherfuckers right here in power would do this to Zack, but no, there's no way they could have did the same shit, but in a different way to Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher can't be telling the truth.
And others. Like Ray Fisher actually said in that tweet, and others. Like this isn't just him; it's him and the rest of the cast. Like you know about the whole Flash is falling on Wonder Woman's breasts and all that. Like yeah, and we also saw proof of this with
Joss Whedon, Jeff Johns bullshit.
Yep. And Jason Momoa coming in and saying I stand with Ray Fisher.
Yep. And I'm going to do a video about that eventually too. But I just seen that too. Yep. And you know what's crazy about this is that me and Fatal J were on a live stream, bro, probably 4 or 5 days ago. I don't know, 4 days ago. And it was about Ray Fisher, and it was about him firing back and everything. And literally, Fatal brought this up. And he pulled up a video clip of when they were promoting Justice League of Wonder Woman sitting Wonder Woman Gal Gadot sitting like this, looking down off to a distance. Ray is off to the side of her, and then Ray and Jason Momoa are like only this far apart. And Jason Momoa is looking down off to the side, like but sitting leaning real close to him. Like you could tell, like him and Jason had this hurt look on their face, this spaced out, hurt, numb look. Like we're trying to keep it together, though. Okay, yeah, and especially Ray, and Ray just kept looking over at him like a hurt puppy dog. You know, Ray had a cold ass fade. His hair was looking clean.
Yeah,
you know, and he was just kept looking over at him like he was ready to bust out in tears and shit. Like looking over at Jason, and Jason just got this look like, bro, I know it's up, man. This whole thing's up. What's going on with you is up, but man, I don't know what to do, bro. I'm here for you though. Like type of look. Yeah. And then right then and there, me and Fatal both said was like, if anybody gonna come out next and support Ray Fisher, it's gonna be Jason Momoa. And I shit you not, a day and a half later, Jason Momoa comes out. I stand with Ray Fisher, bro. I shit you not, bro. Go back and watch the video.
And this is actually something I tweeted out too, where I showed that clip and where Ray Fisher said Joss Whedon is the best person for the job to finish the movie. And I mentioned like the body language. The body language said the body language for Ray to me said, "There, I said it. You happy now?" And Jason Momoa was like glad it wasn't me, man, because I would have I would have exposed it right then and there.
Right. Yeah, Jason Momoa, man, and Jason Momoa too, though, he is highly indebted to Warner Brothers, and he's very grateful for the role that they gave for them, giving him the Aquaman role, but he's the most dedicated and respectful and loving and caring towards Zach for casting him and giving him his chance and his break. So Jason's in a real tight situation, but he's always been a real motherfucker, and he always speaks up when it matters most.
And
just like with the Snyder, when he called for the Snyder Cut to release, you know what I'm saying? The 2 times that he did real early on, out the blue, when there wasn't a big push for it like that, he always comes through when it matters most. That's one thing I've noticed about Jason Momoa, and I will always with that dude and respect that dude because of it, man.
Yep, and also, like, he was thinking about this from a whole business perspective. Like, you think about this, like, your $1 billion star is calling out, it's basically standing with a dude that is calling out Jeff Johns, John Berg, and he is just like calling out your biggest hitters. So it's like, wow. So it's like, even though he's given you a whole lot of money, and he's like very humbled about what he's been given, he's still standing up for what's right.
Right. Exactly. And I'm trying to fix this thing. See how do I do this? There's this one. What's the difference between that one and that one? They look exactly the same. Oh, they can blow us up super big. Let me see. Oh, no, that's just me. All right. So, but it's just crazy to me, that people cannot possibly fathom, that Ray would be telling the truth. But so let's jump through and let's read through some of these comments, and then we'll jump right into the meat and potatoes while we're all really here for the Ayer Cut here today in this video. So.
Yep.
All right, so first we got the movie radar. He said, is it just me, or does James Gunn's movie look a bit too goofy? I think it does.
He did say that it was going to be a 60s war movie, is what he was going for, which I can kind of see why you say it's goofy. So, yeah.
I've seen some of the stuff from, some of it looks okay, some of it just looks like, and then the bad guy, just fucking, I don't know. We'll have to see, man. I don't even want to talk too much shit about it because it could come out and be great. But like I said, just because of the reasons I listed earlier, that I'm not going to reiterate again and beat a dead horse, so to speak. It's just a major turnoff for me, just right off rip, just because of them reasons I stated earlier. But it doesn't mean that it won't turn out good or bad. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But and then the movie radar. I think David Ayer either wants to make a Joker Harley Mad Love movie or a what's that say? GCS movie.
He actually, those 2 movies actually were on the table for him before he was booted out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The movie radar. Jared was busy filming Morbius at the time of Birds of Prey, or of the time that Birds of Prey was filming, and he wasn't allowed to shave his beard or get the slick back haircut for 3 to 4 months. Now, see, this is true to an extent, but the thing is, man, is that they could have, there was such a huge gap, time frame between when Birds of Prey first started filming to the very, very last shot of Birds of Prey. There was a huge time frame where he could have done a quick cameo role for it. But the thing is that they didn't want him to. They didn't want to pay him for it. They didn't never reach. And he even was questioned about this. I have to go back and find it. They never reached out for him. He actually wanted to be a part of that movie early on before it was made. And he was questioned at one point about Birds of Prey and straight up said that he's still waiting on a phone call, that no one's reached out to him, period, to asking him to reprise his role as Joker. Yeah. That flat out, and that he really, 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 really wants to come back as Joker. But it's as we all know, And like he stated over and over again, it's just not up to him. Same thing like with Zack Snyder and releasing the Snyder Cut. It's just not up to me. I got it. Legally, I cannot show you it. There's a few things I need to do, but it's just not up to me. That's up to them. And flat out, that's what all it is. If they wanted him to have a cameo in that movie, he would have had a cameo in that movie. Best believe that.
Yep.
Igor, what's up, Igor? He said, I don't give a shit about Birds of Prey. Release the Ayer Cut. I would love to see him get the GCS film he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Gotham City Sirens. Yes.
Yeah.
He was supposed to have all that. All that was on the table. All that was on the table before everything went totally to shit. And then all of a sudden, David Ayer wasn't directing nothing. Then all of a sudden, Suicide Squad, they tapped James Gunn. And it's like they wanted James Gunn to do it so bad. It's just like you already gave that. They already were, obligated to let David finish making the movie they hired him to make. But as soon as shit popped off with BVS, theatrical cut that they meddled with, they were like, nope, we want to get rid of everything that has to, Warner Brothers Pictures shady ass. And a lot of them, none of them are there anymore except for Toby Emmerich. And, it's a damn shame. And yes, God, I think it would be amazing. I think that they need to tap David Ayer right now to do Gotham City Sirens and a Mad Love Joker Harley solo movie, and tap David and Zach to direct, produce, and co-produce a Batman versus Joker standalone movie that is all about them, their history, and the Robin character, a little bit of Harley Quinn, how Robin died, and set up some of the larger background characters that other directors can further explore, like Killer Croc's background was chopped to shit completely out of Suicide Squad. He couldn't even bite people to shreds because of the fucking rating, because of the way that they edited it. Like, he was just like a character that was like partial like CGI and mainly like what do they call it? It was like what do you call it, man? It's like practical, like costume parts. They use very little CGI, like on the eyes and some of the teeth and growling, but that was about it.
Yeah.
But Killer Croc was so neutered in Suicide Squad that it was crazy. Like, he was just there for no fucking reason. Like, you didn't show him you didn't let him kill anybody on camera. You didn't let him bite a person or let it squirt blood on camera without changing the screen. And it's just a yell, and you didn't see him do it.
You didn't
let him do anything. You didn't even show how strong he was, because it's Killer Croc. His name is Killer is in his name. It's just like, you don't get characters like Joker and Killer Croc to make a PG-rated movie.
Yep, that's the thing. Like, with in the theatrical cut, I was like, really? That like when he went into the sewers, I was like, when he the only thing that he did was go in the sewers and to take care of the bomb, and that was pretty much it. I was like, really? You needed the Killer Croc just for that? Like, he was pretty much a mascot.
Yeah, See, now I don't know. In the Ayer Cut, he actually had a backstory in the Ayer Cut, and I read the leaked script early on, and basically, like, he had a thing like for art, for like making like statues out of clay or something. He had like a thing where he was like an artist, and he was like ugly and grotesque, and it showed him more human and showed how he slowly mutated to what he looked like. And why he mutated by the way that they were treating him, and why he wanted to leave away from humanity, like his actual backstory. And like, he had an affinity for like making like sculptures out of like weird objects and like clay sculptures, and apparently like his art was just out of this world, like beautiful. And so when people would say that he was ugly, to him, basically what he would do is he would make beautiful art to make up for his grotesque physical appearance. And he was apparently very self-conscious about the way that he looked. And that's why in the extended cut of Suicide Squad, where Harley said something about, no, except for him. He's ugly on the inside and the outside. And he was like, huh, not me, shorty. I'm beautiful. Because that has to do with that. What I just explained. That's what that's about. That's why he said that and used the word beautiful in that context, because in the extended cut, that's a piece, a little piece of the pie of the actual Ayer cut. And that's how that ties together. That's how I know that that is true and that that is real. So imagine showing him growing up, right, and showing his background, and it said that it showed him as a crime boss, right? Like, not a whole lot, but it showed him as a crime boss and why he had to become a crime boss, and like how he got on Batman's radar and how he ended up in Arkham. Now, that part weren't clear if that was really fleshed out like a story, but I'm sure they kind of skipped through it a little bit. But my point is, with all that combined, that's a hell of a backstory that's just cut out for no reason. And it said something, it explained why he ate people, because why he would eat pieces of people, only certain people with certain sense. He would take bites out of their flesh and not eat their whole body, but, you know, because he believed that it gave them it gave me their power. And in the extended cut, that line is restored in there out of context. And Harley says, what, do you want to eat me too? And he looked at her and he smelled the air and he's like, hell no, I don't want you crazy. All this shit ties together beautifully like in that. Now, this is one character, and if you watch now imagine all these characters had fleshed out backstories that made sense like this in the Ayer Cut. And it moves forward in a normal timeline. It plays out in real time. It shows Diablo dealing drugs in real time, being a gangbanger in real time, how he ended up where he is, and slowly changing into the good guy near the end of the film. And he doesn't sacrifice himself; he lives.
And this is actually something else that David mentioned to get into more context. Someone actually said is that in that trailer you see El Diablo in a normal cell. That was supposed to be his prize that he chose, where he wanted to be treated like normal, because even in the theatrical cut, he says, where they show the video of him killing the people in the yard, and he says, that's not me anymore. He wants to be treated as a normal person, not like El Diablo, aka in English that means the devil. He doesn't want to be treated like the devil anymore. He wants to be treated like an actual person.
Exactly. And Igor says, Warner Brothers Pictures hasn't known what to do with their biggest properties in decades. And ain't that a damn shame? And ain't that the fucking truth, bro?
That's why people are calling for the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever.
Right here. Zach and David to hashtag make the DCEU great again. And I agree. And I wish that, you know, I'm happy that HBO Max knows that this thing the Snyder Cut is gonna crush it, and I'm happy that they have faith in the Snyder Cut, and they're willing to release it. But I just wish that they had a little more faith in the OG DCEU in general, and I think that flat out they need to hand the keys straight up to Zack Snyder and David Ayer to the kingdom. Flat out. If you don't want it canon to this bullshit you're doing over here with, like, you know, Wonder Woman 84 and Shazam and movies like that, the Joker standalone movie that Jared Leto was supposed to have, it was supposed to be his, that they them out of, but whatever. Yeah. You know, more you know, there's a multiverse, or however you want to word it. A lot of people don't like the word multiverse. I get it. But my point is, though, is that it's a big universe. Okay, there's different Earths and different versions of characters, so it's fine. But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why Warner Brothers, why it's so hard for them to understand. Marvel has jack shit. The Snyder Cut is great. It's great. Yeah. It's spectacular. But to make movies, this takes years of planning, years of scripting, years of actors working out, getting in shape. You got to be ahead of the ball. You can't wait and see till the Snyder Cut comes out because you're being cautious.
Yep.
And then it's 2021, and we don't even know when in 2021. And then when it's a smash success, now all of a sudden you want to have faith in the OG DCU. Well, guess what? It's going to be another 3 years before you get a movie off the ground if you decide to greenlight it, because that's how long it's going to take for these actors to clear their schedule, for you to get a script that you're confident in, want to go forward with, and to get the director for the job that you want, and then for all this to come together in post-production and all, and pre-production and everything that it entitles, and the fact that it's a CBM, the CGI, all this shit, okay? They need to be doing this stuff now. They need to be making these, and DC Fandom's coming up Saturday, and I know there'll be some spectacular stuff there, but I know that they're not going to have what they need to have there, though, specifically for this part of this DC Fandom. They're not going to have, you know what I mean? Black Adam, that's great. Okay. Snyder Cut, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just like they got to start. They know that people want more Batman. People want Robin. They want a Robin standalone movie. They want a Joker standalone movie that's not some random bullshit movie that has nothing to do with nothing. We need a Joker versus Batman. Ben Affleck and Jared Leto Joker. We need their backstory, bro. We want a Deathstroke and Batman movie, or even a Deathstroke standalone movie. You know what I'm saying? Bring Lex Luthor back. Have Lex Luthor play a small role in a Deathstroke movie to where maybe he's the one that hires Deathstroke and pays for all of his tech, and maybe Deathstroke double crosses him or something. I don't know.
And this is the thing, like, really, like, with the whole Deathstroke thing, like that movie would have been epic. Like you would, there were going to be a whole bunch of other villain movies where Deadshot was going to have his own movie, and Deathstroke was going to have his own live action movie, and where it would explain why he is the way he is, and even Zach himself, Justice Khan, Ray Porter, he actually teased in the Ayer Cut that he actually, Ray Porter, who plays as Darkseid, he even teased that Darkseid was actually going to be having his own arc in Zack Snyder's Justice League. So just because he said that the dialogue he had was very Shakespearean. So we're going to be getting a very deep Darkseid, where he's actually not just like all evil willy-nilly. We're actually going to get like a very deep Darkseid, and really why he does the way he does.
Wow. See, man, it's just such a shame, man. And right here, I just wanted for the people that missed it. So here we are right here. Can you see the screen? Jeffrey, can you see where it says David Ayer right here?
Oh, no, I can't see the screen.
All right, hold on 1 second. That's what I wanted to make sure of. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay, so right here, David Ayer, okay, right here on his Twitter. David Ayer, which we already knew this, but for the people who didn't, David Ayer right here confirms. A fan asked him, Wade the Wisecracker, he said, at David Ayer, I'm curious to know if El Diablo died in the Ayer Cut. And David Ayer responds, no, he lived. And then underneath this, Jay Hernandez, who plays El Diablo himself, he says, I'm alive. Motherfuckers can't kill me. Double face. Oh man, that is just spectacular. That is just awesome. And it's just, you know, right here, you know, it just, and this is, like I said, I know that a lot of you guys already know this, but this is for the people that who missed it. This is, like I said, we're going to go over some slight Ayer Cut updates. That is the meat and potatoes of this video. But right here, you know, it's confirmed right here. David Ayer confirms El Diablo lives. Now, also, there is another one that I wanted to find, and I don't know if I'll be able to find it right away. But there's one where where somebody asks David Ayer, and they ask him about El Diablo dying, a little bit more context. And I'm trying to remember what he said back to him. He said, I don't know where it's at, but anyway, the thing is, though, is that David Ayer said, the reasoning that basically the studio told David Ayer, this is why El Diablo died in the theatrical cut. The studio told them that basically he had an ultimatum that he wasn't going to get his way regardless with El Diablo. And he said that he fought tooth and nail the hardest with El Diablo, him being a Hispanic character. You know what I mean? David Ayer, you know, that is right up his alley. He's always been a big supporter, you know, and putting the Latino brothers and sisters to work, you know, and giving them work to do and supporting the community and shit like that. He's always been one of them guys. He's always dabbled in that stuff hard. And that character was particularly important to David Ayer. And he fought tooth and nail. And the studio told him basically this. The only way either El Diablo lives and you cut out his whole backstory with his girl, his family and his kids. His family and his kids. Or you keep his backstory of his family and his kids and he has to die. Because he killed his family, so the only right thing is for him to die. Basically, yeah, that's what the studio told David Ayer. And he put this on blast on Twitter on here. He tweeted about it himself. He said that was the studio talking heads' reasoning at the time. And I'm trying to, I don't know where, hold on. But anyway, so basically, you guys remember that scene, right? In the extended cut, it goes into a little more. I don't know if it was in the theatrical cut. It might have been. Remember the bar scene where they're in the bar?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that bar scene, you remember when El Diablo gets to talking about his family, about, you know, you ain't never killed no women, no kids, and he puts his hand and got the cup, and there's the fire in it and the dancing lady, and then it flashes back and shows his family and his kids and how he slowly accidentally burnt the house down with him in it.
Yeah.
Because he got upset and he said, I was born with it. Okay, so in that scene, remember he started crying and shit. That was a really emotional scene. So my understanding is that basically David Ayer chose because they forced him, not because he wanted to. They forced him. They gave him an ultimatum. He chose to keep the backstory because you think about how powerful that scene was. That was one of the only scenes worth the F that was left in the theatrical cut. El Diablo was the heart of the theatrical cut of Suicide Squad. Okay?
Yeah,
and that movie, the theatrical cut, was still trash. Imagine without that scene. That scene was the only scene that really resonated to people. El Diablo. So
yeah, that would have made it if they got rid of that, that would have made the theatrical much worse.
Oh my God. And that's hard to do because it was not the way they edited it. Man, I'm looking at David Ayer, so I'm looking at his page now because I wanted to find it because I seen it where he responded and he said so the idea was, or he said so, I can't remember how he put it. But basically he's just saying what I just said to you, but I wanted to show you guys that with your own eyes so that you could see it. But here it is right here. Found it. Boom. Let me blow this sucker up. Okay. So here we go. The argument was, see, I said the argument as in the argument he was having with the talking heads at Warner Brothers Pictures. Okay. At the time, the argument was because he killed his family, he had to die. It was either that or the backstory of his family would have been cut. Sometimes it's just a triage to protect against a worse outcome.
Yep.
Wow. And the reason why I said that is because Armando asked, why was he killed off then? Talking about, El Diablo. Click on this. He said, no, he lived. Okay, so he said, why was he killed off then? Okay, so that's a little bit, so there's your context to that. So you notice he starts it off, the argument was, so imagine some asshole at Warner Brothers is arguing with David Ayer, giving him a hard time, about the movie, tampering with his movie till it's almost unrecognizable. And the one character that he's not having it with, he still had to compromise. Still. Yeah. They wouldn't let him have one character the way that they were intended to be. Not one fucking character. And that's crazy. That is outright outlandish to me. And like he says right here, sometimes it's just a triage to protect against the worst outcome. Because can you imagine them cutting the heart out of Suicide Squad? The heart out of Suicide Squad was El Diablo's backstory with his family and with him going from being a gangster and a piece of shit and turning into a decent human being that is, sorry for his actions and trying to do right,
Yeah.
And now imagine in David Ayer's cut, not only would we have gotten the backstory, but he also would have survived.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then more stuff.
Yep, and this goes back to what I said about where I said that David Ayer actually put this, or someone actually commented saying that basically that his freedom or his prize, or that El Diablo's prize for saving the world was that he wanted a normal prison. Because, like I said, in the theatrical cut, even the scene is in there where you have them showing El Diablo killing a whole bunch of people in the prison yard, and then them putting in this special cell. He said he sees the video and says, that's not me anymore. Like, he wants to be a normal person, and he said, and as a prize, he chose
smash that like button, guys.
And he chose to be in a normal cell because he wants to be treated as a normal person, not as
right. That is a monster. That is a monster. That is a weapon. Like he said early on in the theatrical cut to what was it? Not Griggs, the other guy. He said, no, I ain't no weapon. I ain't no weapon, man. I'm a die alone before I raise my fists again. I've caused enough harm. And then he went like this with the flames, and it said like, go away or bye or something like that. And he put his head down. So great point, Jeffrey. Perfectly pointed out as well, I might add. And it's just wow, the amount of tampering and just more and more stuff keeps coming out. And we got seven people on right now. All you guys, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. But it's just to me, it's just I just don't get where their head was when they tampered with this vision, this overarching vision, and what good what they thought would come out of it. Because money talks and bullshit walks, all right? And flat out, the money was there with Man of Steel. The money was there with BVS. The money was there with Suicide Squad. And this is even after them tampering with the movie, because in the first trailer for all of these movies, it was the director's vision. That's what sold us on it. That's what made us go out and support them and go out and support these characters and give a fuck about them and show up to the theaters and order it online and buy digital downloads and the Blu-rays and all that shit. Okay? So even with the bullshit they pulled, the movie still made money. Imagine how much more money and replayability that it would have in DVD and Blu-ray sales it would have if they had just released the director's visions right off a rip and kept this thing, this steamboat going full stream ahead the whole time.
Yep, and the thing about this, people talk about Lord of the Rings. the Lord of the Rings movies. A lot of people didn't like the theatrical cut that was given to them. They like the extended cut. Now, how long is the director's cut of how long are the director's cuts of the Lord of the Rings franchise? Here's a hint. The first director's cut of the first Lord of the Rings movie is 3 hours and 48 minutes, and people still watch that in full length. Why do you think that is? Because they like it.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the consumer either likes the product or they don't like the product. That's all there is to it. And if they like the product, it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, you don't want to get super, super crazy on the runtime, but it depends on what it is. It depends on what story it's telling. It depends on if that story needs that amount of time. Does it need that amount of time to tell that story? If it does, then let it tell the story that it's trying to tell. And I don't get why that's so hard. Like, I don't have a degree in this shit or nothing like that. But to me, it just seems like that shouldn't be so hard to figure out. Like, I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah,
and time again, when they do this shit, it ends up biting them in the ass. And then they end up having to release the director's cut. And even the director's cut, to an extent, sometimes is even slightly compromised. But, I mean, you got to compromise to an extent, but it's just wild.
Yeah, because really, if I was David Ayer,
What's up, Hard Boiled Entertainment? Howdy, gents.
But yeah, if I was David Ayer and they give me basically a ultimatum about the art of the movie, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have chose to say keep the backstory in because like you said, because if you ask a lot of people, because if you ask people, they'll say that the favorite part of Suicide Squad to them was that backstory scene.
Right. Yeah. And it's just I don't understand some of the decisions they make, and so it's mind-boggling. And all right, let's see what we got here. How do you pronounce that? Is that Ray or Ray?
Ray, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Ray. But anyway, Ray, what's good, y'all? Yeah, we need that Leto redemption arc. Yes, we do. That's the biggest thing, man. Jared Leto never got his chance to shine. He never got his chance to show what he could really do. The scenes that you did see with him were not original. They were reshot. They were reshot to look like the scenes you've seen in the trailer, but they play out completely different. Completely different. And a lot of people don't know that. And Ben Affleck needs that encounter. It will be the best Batman Joker pairing by far. Yes, why can't, and in the Ayer Cut, I would find it very hard to believe that there's not one single scene with Jared Leto's Joker and Ben Affleck's Batman having a conversation, even if it was real quick, like a high and by. How could there not be some sort of an interaction? There's no way that there was not an interaction between you get Jared Leto, high-profile actor. Ben Affleck, high-profile actor. You get Batman and Joker in a movie together for the first time in so long. Like in a DCEU though, like with all the characters, like an extended universe, and you get the most comic accurate adaptations of Batman and Joker, and they don't have one conversation or one interaction. Bullshit, bro.
And you also have even Jared Leto teasing that the Joker and Batman team up. Who would have guessed? That's something that I never would have thought of. Like the Joker and Batman teaming up for the first time not even on the big screen, the first time ever. That is just something to really think about.
Yep, and where is it at? Right here. See if we can blow this up. Or not, maybe not. What is going on here? Jesus.
Hey.
I'm trying to. There it is.
Yeah,
Okay. So right here, you guys see there's the card. There's the Joker card right there. This is in the Snyder Cut. That's the Joker's card right there, floating by in the future. Okay. Then if you go to BVS, right here,
I
on Ben
can't.
Affleck's can you see this or no?
No.
Okay, hold on. All right. So right here, you can see, and this is in Batman versus Superman in the apocalyptic future flash forward nightmare sequence. Right here on Ben Affleck's gun, which we get a glimpse of Ben Affleck dying by evil Superman in BVS in a apocalyptic future that the Flash is trying to change, where Darkseid's taken over and Superman's evil and all that, and look at right here on the gun is the Joker. It looks like the Joker's card that was floating by. It's the exact same Joker symbol. It looks, that's the Joker's gun. Okay? That gun was provided to him by the Joker. So, to some degree, the Joker was alive and helping Batman. Either Batman, Joker must still be alive, or he was alive and helping Batman at some point in the apocalyptic future, which would be very interesting to see why. And Jared Leto even spoke about this, Now this is way back in BVS. Now, let's go back. Now, let's look at, the Snyder Cut trailer that we just got. And right here, and I think I blew it up before, but right here, as you can see, okay, obviously Jared Leto wasn't there, but this is the scene from the Snyder Cut trailer that we just got on HBO Max, and right there is the Joker's card right here. Okay, and if you look close, this is the exact same Joker card that is the exact same Joker symbol that is on Batman's gun in Batman versus Superman in the flash forward sequence in the nightmare future. So clearly they keep hinting at Jared Leto's Joker in the apocalyptic future appearing in some capacity, whether it be a cameo, whether it be having to be forced to work together with Batman.
I think he might actually be in the Snyder Cut in the apocalypse in the future, like in the Snyder Cut nightmare scene,
right?
That they're going to show us.
Right, exactly. And so this is very likely to happen in Zack Snyder's Justice League to some degree. I think that like I said, I'm damn sure Leto's got a cameo in it. I've done a video on it. It's old as shit now, but I've done my research on it. Now I'd be very surprised if he don't have at least a cameo in the Arkham scene or in a flash forward look and you'll miss it. Nightmare sequence at some point, handing a gun over to Batman real quick or something, man. And so now the thing that I wanted to get to now, Batman and Joker. Okay, we already know with Jared Leto's Joker, right? I don't really need to bring it all up on the screen for you guys. Okay, Jared Leto's Joker was heavily teased in the initial first two trailers for Suicide Squad, and then when the movie came out, he was almost entirely absent from the movie. We've seen David Ayer release shots of the Joker. We've seen in the original trailer in the third act, Jared Leto's Joker was there with his face half burnt off, with a grenade in his hand, saying bye-bye, with a machine gun in one hand and a grenade in the other. Okay. He didn't die. He didn't disappear. He didn't show up. The third act was completely reshot where he came and rescued Harley. So he was in the third act of the movie. There was scenes showing there's a bunch of Joker scenes that we don't know about. One with him in his apartment. There's one where he's in there drinking, and he's like, bring the car around front. Let's go for a ride. And there's a dead girl wearing a red dress on the couch behind him that they CGI'd out that we've got before and after pictures of on the set. We all know there's a lot more Leto, okay? So his role was cut massively down. Now, here's another thing that people don't know, right? Is that in the Jared Leto, in the Joker and Batman car chase scene, that chase scene was just confirmed how that scene, which kind of ruined it for me because I always wondered what it was about. But apparently, there's a whole script and everything that was leaked, and I believe David Ayer retweeted it or liked it or something. I think he liked it, and basically somehow somebody got a hold of a storyboard for that scene from the Suicide Squad early on, and basically Joker and Harley Quinn were having an argument. They weren't out, having fun and just racing around the city. They were having an argument about Harley Quinn murdering people, about her being too quick to kill people, even quicker than the Joker would, about her mainly killing the Joker's henchmen because of the fact that he spent more time with them than her, and it was making her jealous. And he was having an argument with her about, these are good, loyal men, and you just keep killing them. I can't keep doing this with you, basically, type of stuff. You need to chill the F out. And they're arguing, and she's like, pissed off, and she's arguing back with him. And so he's like, God, you make me want to just drive right into a brick wall or something like that. He says something about, wanting to, you make me just want to kill him. I don't know what he said, but the exact words. But so he's speeding up in the car, and he's racing through traffic, going faster and faster till he's going like almost 100 miles an hour. That's what draws Batman's attention in the first place. Then Batman jumps on his ass and starts flying around the car. The Joker was never laughing at that point. I'm just laughing at fucking nothing. Just laughing at nothing. Like, what are you laughing at? You're driving fast, so you're laughing? That makes no sense, bro. And then here's another thing that happened that I found out. From the guy, the actor, and you can look into this too. The stunt double for Ben Affleck's Batman. Same guy. Same stunt double for BVS. Same stunt double for Snyder Cut, Justice League. Okay, same stunt double, right? He confirmed that in Suicide Squad, that during the Batman car chase scene, that it was mainly him filming them scenes in place of Affleck because they were highly dangerous, because the vehicle was moving at high speeds, and the stunt double had to be on top of the car, the side of the car, on a car moving fast as shit down the road, and doing, acrobatic type shit. So, of course, they would use a stunt double for that, right? Mm-hmm. So he was there, and he came out and he said that that he don't remember how the script was or what exactly was said, but he remembers action-wise what he did and what he filmed. And he said that basically there was extended shots of Batman on the car, extremely upset, punching the side of the car, trying to get in through the door, trying to get in through different areas on the side of the car. And then Batman like swinging around acrobatically and landing on top of the roof, and then punching the roof, and then putting a thing on, and then chopping through the top of the roof. And he said that him and Leto, him and Joker had a conversation, that he had like his window down, the Joker did, like they had an argument, like his stunt double and Leto's stunt double. Of course they're gonna CGI them, the stunt double, put the actor's face on or whatever, but that there was an argument of some sort going on between the Joker and Batman.
Wow. And
that basically that it was a very like long action scene of him, and like gruesome, of like you could just feel like the vibe, the tension in the air, like it was a long scene of them doing acrobatics on the car, trying to break into the car, a conversation with Joker and maybe even Harley Quinn long before the car crashes. And then they make it seem like the car, I think that might even be reshoots. The car flying off into the water, I'm pretty sure that's reshoots. That wasn't even what happened. I think the car, that something else happens, because then after that, Batman ends up on the ground with Harley Quinn, and her face is all beaten to shit and bloody, and they look like they're about to like make love or something. And this is a picture that David Ayer dropped to Twitter himself, that you can Google it right now, and you can tell by the lighting, the way it was shot, and that this was the alternate version of Suicide. This was the R-rated, because I mean, she's just got blood coming out of her mouth. She's got like, her face is just blown and swelled up, and there's just shit everywhere. She looks like she's like been through some shit. Like, you know what I mean? And her hair's all messed up. You can tell, like, this is a darker, and Batman looks like he's got a little battle damage. So all of this stuff took place during that scene. So there's a lot more Batman and Joker, and I find it hard to believe that there's not an interaction between the two of them. So now we've been on the stream for quite a while. So now let me jump to the last topic real quick, and then we'll hit the last comments. And so now, for those of you that I wanted to show you that it's finally been confirmed, and the proof is in the pudding, as they always like to say. Here, let me pull this up so I can show everybody.
Can't see.
All
there
right.
you go. Yeah, now
I can. All right, now let me find this right here. So now this was retweeted by at RT Ayer Cut SS, released the Ayer Cut on Twitter. Now this is what I've been talking about for a while, and I could not find this early screening. And they said the truth will set you free. If you want it, we must all ask. At Warner Media, at HBO Max, at AT&T, to #release the Ayer Cut. Read through these tweets and tell us this does not make you hungrier. Now, right here, okay, the early screening, May 20th, 2016. This is the early, barely tampered with Ayer Cut. At this point, the movie was already tampered with. He already had to make compromises, but this was primarily still his cut. Early screening for Suicide Squad. Daniel R. Suicide Squad was amazing. Amazing. Daniel R. There's still hope for the DCEU. Daniel R. All thanks to David Ayer movies. Why isn't this guy directing Justice League? Daniel R. Also, Batman has as much screen time in Suicide Squad as Spider-Man had in Civil War. Much more than I was expecting. Suicide Squad finally gives you the Batman you've always wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is at May. Let's remember that. This was at May 2016. Now, and then 2 months later.
Now we fast forward from May 20th, 2016 to July 29th, 2016. Same guy. It's amazing what small changes can do to a movie. See, now this might not even be the version we even got, because the version we got was the most hacked up in the garbage.
Yeah.
This is probably still somewhat coherent of a movie, even during July 29th when he reviewed it again. He said, it's amazing what small changes can do to a movie. ... Like, that's not like in a good way. Okay, now, here we go again. Right after that, some of the changes they've done for Suicide Squad were just odd. They changed the order of scenes and added more flashbacks. So basically, they added flashbacks. So basically, they cut something in place of all them flashbacks. Something entirely different was filmed.
Yep.
So them flashbacks we got, other than like maybe, it makes you wonder how many of the flashbacks for the Joker and Harley Quinn were even the actual flashbacks that we were supposed to see. That Jared Leto and Margot Robbie were even talking about early on, about how magical they were, how many of them there were, and that there was enough footage to make a movie entirely about Joker and Harley Quinn alone. Okay, right here. Okay, cut some of Joker's stuff, made his story seem pointless. Some small plot changes overall made the pacing kind of a mess. I feel like some of the changes were made to put Will Smith's Deadshot more in the front. I still liked it, though. Okay, so right here. Now, this is before they even did because they did a massive overhaul on Suicide Squad, okay? Massive overhaul. And this is when the movie is still somewhat coherent. Even though this says theatrical version, this is before, this was actually done before the movie came out. And he said, like, right away, like, it's crazy it's crazy what just the little bit they did when they first started reshooting the movie and changing shit. He was like, it's crazy what a little bit of reshoots can do to a movie. It's crazy just switching a couple of scenes around how it can get an entire movie up. And you know, and so basically there you have it, folks. A lot more Joker, a lot more Batman in the Ayer Cut. El Diablo lives in the Ayer Cut.
Yep.
So now that we've knocked that out, I just want you guys to know that is your Ayer Cut update. And David Ayer isn't saying a lot. They've been lately. He's slowly responding here and there. The fact that he's not dropping a lot makes me think that this is going to be maybe turn into a long battle like it was for the Snyder Cut. And we're going to have to put some real pressure and show that there is a real genuine need and want for the Ayer Cut for this to be released. And I just don't know, man. And Rogue's Gallery discussion, what's up? He said, I live for the idea of Batfleck and Leto Joker on screen together. That is my biggest wish. Me too, bro. Me too. Let's see. We got a couple more. The 80s Wolf. I sent you a thing on Twitter. The 80s Wolf. Oh, you did, bud? I didn't even know that. Hard-boiled entertainment. By the way, I asked Ayer if anyone who lived in the film died in his cut.
What?
Oh, really? Interesting. I would like to know the answer to that, Hard-boiled entertainment. If you're still with us. Did he respond to you? Did he, I mean, but it's just, let's look and see. Let's see what he sent me real quick over here on Twit.
Can't see your screen.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Okay, let's do share screen. All right, here we go. Okay. 80s Wolf, associate producer of Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right. Let's click on this. And it says, okay. Let's see if it's going to load. I don't know if it's going to take me to Reddit or not. I don't know if my account is still active on Reddit. I haven't used Reddit in a long time. All right. Here we go. So, all right. Same boat, filmed around the same time when Leto was in London. Joker and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. What? Well, wait. Is that the same boat? That looks... Are you sure? Oh, it is that... Wait a second. Oh, no shit. No shit, bro. This is the same boat.
Yo.
This is the same boat in the music video with Rick Ross, purple Lamborghini with the Joker in it, Jared Leto's Joker. Okay. In that music video, during the time when the movie was when Suicide Squad, right before or right after Suicide Squad first came out in theaters, okay, there's a scene in that music video. You can go to YouTube right now. You can click on that music video, Purple Lamborghini, and the Joker's in it. And there's a boat that they're riding around on near the middle to the end of the video and being crime boss type shit. And so this is the same boat that pulls up at the end, what was it, of Justice League? Justice League that pulls up and Deathstroke?
Yep,
Deathstroke gets off the boat and walks up, and Lex Luthor is sitting up there saying, shouldn't we have a group of our own because of the Justice League, basically,
Yeah.
And so this is the same boat. So to me, this just confirms that Jared Leto's Joker has some sort of a cameo or role. Now he might even have a more than just, he might have a cameo and a flash forward cameo and an apocalyptic future. You know what I'm saying? He might be one of the might have been intended to be one of the main guys to start the Injustice League.
I gotta go. Sorry, man.
What's up?
I gotta go. Sorry.
All right, Jeffrey. That's all right, brother. We're getting ready. We're going to end the stream. we're gonna end the stream anyway. And yeah, so let me see how I can I move this? How do I move that? But yeah, guys, so wow, that's just that's crazy to me. So there you go. So not only that, but Jared Leto's Joker has a cameo. Definitely. And so there's your Ayer Cut news for the day. There's your Ayer Cut update. I try to drop these as much as I can, as regular as I can. Call me King Ayer Cut, boy. T Flame, Strong Arm Flix, all that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please smash that thumbs up button. And that's the flick. And if you like what you see, like what you hear, please smash that subscribe button and ring that bell. And as always, I'll be bringing more dceu and DC content. So sub to me for all of that shit. Till next time, my friends.